Hi there, and welcome to the Clear Skin Essentials. I'm Natasha St. Michael, and today we're going to talk about oil cleansing with castor oil. So, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of oil cleansing, okay? And even for acne-prone skin, oil cleansing is fantastic. And I'm going to put another video below showing my special technique of oil cleansing acne-prone skin. And recently, I've been getting a lot of people asking me if they can oil cleanse with castor oil. And I'm gonna say, like, whenever someone asks me about oil cleansing with castor oil, I'm always like, no, don't go near it. It's sticky, it's hard to work with, it's just a weird oil. It's great as a treatment on your eyebrows, your eyelashes, all of that. But on your face as like an oil cleanser, I don't think so. But so many people recently have been asking me that I've been like, is there something I'm missing? You know, when that many people are like constantly emailing you about something and you're like, why is it I don't think you should be doing this, but everyone's asking me about it? So I decided to kind of do an experiment for 30 days where I exclusively oil cleansed with castor oil to see what would happen, you know, to see like, is there some magic in castor oil that I didn't know about? So the results I got were pretty amazing on one end, and on another end, not so great. So I want to talk all about my experiment, what I did, and how castor oil can benefit you, what you got to be careful with using it, because there's some skincare products you cannot use it with, and also how to actually wash your face with castor oil, because it's a little bit different than other oil cleansing methods. Okay, so we're going to jump into that demo now. Okay, so before we get into it, we need to talk about what you're going to need, right? You're going to need pure castor oil. I recommend getting castor oil that is organic and cold pressed, okay, very important. And you're going to need a washcloth. Now, normally I recommend a very soft washcloth, but soft washcloths don't work well with castor oil because castor oil is really thick and sticky and kind of tacky in texture. So you're going to actually need either a muslin washcloth or a cotton terry washcloth, anything that has a little bit of a texture. Okay, really important because that's what's going to help to kind of lift the castor oil off your skin. If it's too smooth in texture, it'll work for other oils, but it'll just glide right off of the castor oil and it doesn't feel good taking it off, okay? So you'll just need these two things and you'll need some water. So with dry skin, you're gonna take, I would say just a small amount of castor oil. I would say probably the size of a nickel or maybe a half a teaspoon of castor oil, and you're going to apply it to your skin. It's always good to apply it from the center of your face outward. And the thing about castor oil, the really nice thing about castor oil is that it grips onto your skin, so it's really actually nice to give yourself a massage. And what I have found is that castor oil is really good at taking away puffiness from the face. It's really good at taking away any kind of water retention. It really helps to improve circulation to the skin, which in all helps with like lymphatic drainage, all of that. So it's good to give yourself a nice massage with it, as I'm doing. Once you finish giving yourself a massage, now you're ready to actually remove it. And you're going to take your washcloth and you're just going to run it under warm water. I don't like to use like crazy hot water because I just find that dehydrates your skin or it irritates it. So just under warm water. Okay? And you're gonna wring out your washcloth and you're gonna put it over your face and you're gonna remove the castor oil. And you're gonna feel that it's kind of like tacky to take it off. You can feel it being lifted off by your washcloth. And then you're gonna keep rinsing your washcloth as you're removing the castor oil. Okay, now everything is removed. And if you feel your skin, you're gonna feel like it's a little bit sticky. That's okay. Don't get like worried and really start like rubbing it off. It'll actually absorb into your skin, but it takes a good, I would say 10 to 15 minutes. So my recommendation is that if you're just doing one cleanse with it like this, let your skin be for 10 to 15 minutes before applying anything else. Now, you might be wondering, what about if it's the end of the day and you've worn makeup or you've worn like sunscreen or you need like a you're wondering like, can you do like a double cleanse, or will the castor oil remove the makeup? My recommendation is that if you've worn makeup or sunscreen throughout the day, best thing to do first before you do any cleansing is to remove any kind of highly pigmented eye makeup like mascara or like smoky eyeshadow, eyeliner. Remove that first, and if you wore like red lipstick or pigmented lipstick, remove that first before you do the cleansing, and just use your regular makeup remover for that. Then you would cleanse with the castor oil, and then as soon as you remove the castor oil, I would put another layer of castor oil on your skin and cleanse it off again. So pretty much you're washing your face twice with castor oil, and that will ensure that like the foundation or sunscreen or tinted moisturizer, whatever you're wearing on your skin, has been fully removed and your skin is cleansed. Okay, so if you haven't worn any makeup or sunscreen, you can just wash your face once with the castor oil. The main thing is that once you're finished washing your face with castor oil, you gotta just let your skin be for a good 10 to 15 minutes so that any residue of the castor oil absorbs into your skin before you put on any skincare product. So now I want to talk about some of my observations of castor oil and working with it on my skin and how it reacted to other skincare products. Because the first time I used this, I was like, wow, my skin feels really hydrated. This is probably the only oil I've ever cleansed my skin with that my skin feels hydrated afterwards. I'm in my early 40s, so my skin actually feels a little bit like plumped up. It's good for like my wrinkles and everything. My skin feels really good without being like oily. You know, like a lot of oils kind of leave that like greasy, oily, shimmery kind of residue on your skin. As you can see, the castor oil doesn't do that. I don't have like a layer of grease. It just hydrates your skin without it being like oily, moisturizingly greasy, if you understand what I mean. It's more like it helps your skin retain water as opposed to it being like a coating of oil. Love that. But I found that after I washed my face and I would apply like a moisturizer or a serum or a toner, anything on my skin that had either essential oils or exfoliating acids or active ingredients, my skin would turn bright red. Okay, it didn't matter like if it had like an AHA in it or like glycolic acid in it or a little bit of essential oils in like a moisturizer, my skin would turn bright red. But whenever I would put maybe like a little bit of grapeseed oil or jojoba oil or an argan oil on my face that was plain, had no essential oils in it, had no added ingredients, it was fine. So what I realized is that there's some sort of reaction your skin can have, or a sensitivity your skin can have from oil cleansing with castor oil and then using products that have essential oils or active ingredients. So if you want to cleanse your face with castor oil, you really need to have kind of like more of a minimal skincare routine. Okay, either that you wash your face and you don't put anything on your skin afterwards, or if you need to use a moisturizer, to use a few drops of a plain oil like a grapeseed oil, argan oil, or jojoba oil. Okay, but nothing that has like a bunch of ingredients in it, because the likelihood of it causing some sort of reaction is pretty high. Okay, so that's the down thing of it. So let's say like you love your skincare routine and you have like, use a bunch of products, I would not be using castor oil as your cleanser, okay? But if you want a minimal skincare routine, then go ahead. And one thing I will say is that during the 30 days that I did the experiment, during the day, I would just like wash my face with castor oil in the morning and I wouldn't put anything on my skin afterwards. I didn't really need it because it really hydrated my skin. And it was only at night that I would put like a few drops of an oil on my skin afterwards to moisturize and also just to protect my skin from air conditioning that I sleep with. Okay, so, but I'm in my 40s and I have maturing skin that a lot of times we feel like we need to be putting on a bunch of products. But with the castor oil, it's like got everything in it all in one thing. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. What else did I notice about it? Well, I would say if you're wondering like what skin types is it good for, is it only good for maturing skin? No, I think this would be really, really good for anyone that's got oily skin or combination skin or normal skin. Because pretty much at this point in time, even though I've got maturing skin, I now have more, I would say, normal to oily skin. Some of you know that while I was pregnant, my skin went super dry, but I've always had really oily skin. And after giving birth to my daughter, my skin now is oily again. And I found that just washing my face with castor oil really helped balance out my oily skin. That during the day, I wouldn't get like super shiny by like midday. I wouldn't get like a buildup of oil on my skin. It really helps to balance things out. So if you have oily skin, I would strongly recommend trying the castor oil out as an oil cleanser. It's not comedogenic, it's not going to give you breakouts, it's not going to clog your pores, nothing. I didn't get breakouts from it at all. I also found it to be quite brightening, so that's another really great thing, especially if you're dealing with maybe like acne scars or marks on your face or any kind of hyperpigmentation. It might help to lighten it a bit. So I really like that. For dry skin, I would say it's good for dry skin, but if you got really like cracked, flaky, irritated skin, I don't think castor oil is the thing to use. And it's not so much the castor oil as it is the cloth. Okay, as you guys know, as I mentioned, normally like with oil cleansing, I really like using soft baby washcloths like microfibers or a terry blend, something that just glides over your face. Whereas like with this, or using like a cotton terry washcloth, I find it's pretty harsh. And so if you've got like red, irritated, dry, flaky, cracked skin, it could just be a little too harsh. That I would be careful with that, as well as if you've got severe acne. Okay, so for acne-prone skin, cleansing your face with castor oil is fabulous. But if you're in the middle of like really bad breakouts and a lot of breakouts, just because the cloth is so rough, it can really hurt your skin, it can open up the pimples, it can just damage your skin if it's already really quite sensitive and fragile. As well as the castor oil too, as I mentioned before, it's quite tacky, you know, so it sticks to your skin that it's not, you might want to be using like an oil like grapeseed oil that glides over your skin and is a lot more gentle. So those are like the two main skin types I would just avoid using castor oil when you're like in the midst of like massive like dry patches or breakouts that are like really active pimples that are irritated, okay? Other than that, all other skin types would benefit definitely from castor oil. So based on my 30-day experiment with it, you might be wondering, okay, so did I love it? Am I gonna continue with it? I have to say, like, I enjoyed using the castor oil. I really felt like it was great at brightening my skin and hydrating my skin and balancing my skin, but to continue using it like day and night, no. The main thing is that I just didn't like how my skin would turn bright red whenever I would use like a moisturizer or like a serum or something that had essential oils or active ingredients. That kind of freaked me out. I like to once in a while have like a very minimal skincare routine, especially if I'm at home or if I'm just kind of resting my skin. I think it's really great. But I also like to use my skincare products too. So for me, at this point in time, it's not something I would continue doing forever. But I would recommend anyone that really wants to balance out their skin or really wants like a wash and go kind of routine that will support the health of their skin and keep their skin hydrated and young and clear and bright, then definitely try out the castor oil. And the beauty of castor oil is that it's really inexpensive and it's easy to use. And I will mention as well that I love using castor oil like on my eyebrows, on my eyelashes. I usually use that as a treatment at night. And sometimes I like to actually add a little bit of castor oil underneath my eyes as an overnight eye treatment. So that's something too to look into if you're like excited about the castor oil and you want to try different things with it. Definitely recommend that. I've heard too from some people that using castor oil in your hair as a treatment, I haven't tried that yet, but I heard it's great. So yeah, so that's castor oil, my 30-day experiment. If you've ever cleansed with castor oil, let me know how it worked out for you and if you liked it or not. And one thing I do want to mention, I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, is that my experiment was based on using pure 100% castor oil, not oil blend that contained castor oil, not mixing it up with other things. If you do mix it with other things, other oils or other ingredients, or you get an oil blend with castor oil, it's going to be different. The texture of it will be different, all of that you might not need to use like a harsh washcloth to rinse it off. You might not have to wait like 10-15 minutes for it to absorb into your skin, things like that. It might be a lot easier to use when it is mixed with other oils. All right, so I'm wishing everyone a super fabulous day, and I'll see you again soon.